video games. So, how's your build in this video game we're playing?
I would give it a solid 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10.
4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You were starting the countdown, right?
Ah, yeah, absolutely.
6 out of 10, you said.
Yeah. What would you rate yours?
I mean, I'd probably give mine a... Actually, hang on. Let's define the parameters. Are the parameters like 1 is a normal start, like with just a base weapon?
No.
Is it just like how good on aggregate are the 2 items that you got? Okay.
Yeah.
Like a 2 or a 3?
Yeah, it's kind of based off of your reaction before we started. I kind of figured it was somewhere about that low. What gives you about a 2 or a 3? What are they that would do it?
Okay, so the gun is Siren.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. That's a solid one. It's better than my gun.
And then the white blank. White blindstone, rather, sorry.
You know, yours might be about as good as mine. I think maybe
Really?
I got the kiln and battery bullets.
Ooh.
I think that the Siren's better than the kiln, but I think that battery bullets is better than the blank.
Battery bullets has a whole mess of potential, though.
Yeah, that's why I scaled mine up to 6 because of battery bullets. But honestly, I don't think ours are really that worth that much of a differential.
Not at the outset, at the absolute least. So,
what?
Sorry.
Are you dying, or did you find an interesting
brown chest for me? And the brown chest had a sling in.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
This thing is just like, it's always a nice little thing to have. It's just,
it's
nice.
Back from the period of the game where I was still defining, oh, this is a room clear weapon, this is a boss clear weapon, right? Yeah. It was the first thing that I identified as, oh, this by itself kills all of the bosses in the game.
Yeah.
I don't need another gun. Oh, God.
Yeah, definitely. It's so obviously that and it's just it's nice because it's so easy to not have a boss gun. That to just have an easy to find thing, such an easy to find thing, be such a strong boss weapon is crazy. It's like it's just as good of a boss clear as like a black chest gun a lot of time, and better than some.
100% agreed. In fact, it'll probably rush us through this Gatling goal pretty quickly.
Oh, okay. Oh, hell.
Oh, no.
Yes, us.
I was saying us because I assumed that that you'd be on the Gatling goal and done.
Nah, I did the big dumb path thing.
Yeah, same.
I mean, there now.
I got really lucky where, like, the first time I was like, okay, I'm giving up on this path. It's clearly the wrong one. And I teleported backwards. I found the right one.
Oh, genius. Genius.
Could be some information.
I mean, I found him already, so.
Damn it. One of these days, I'm going to have to lie about information like that, just try and get an edge, and then just reveal it at the end of the episode.
Yeah. I don't know. We definitely stopped. We gave up on mind games, like, within the first week.
Pretty much.
Because it's like, it's just, I think as the series became less and less about Enter the Gungeon, we cared less. I mean, like, I never cared about winning, but, like, I gave up on the illusion of caring about winning, which I guess I didn't know if I even had that. I gave up the illusion of trying. Trying, like, really, really hard, I guess, is maybe the thing. Like, I want to prove myself. I gave up on that.
You definitely don't have to. You are well and truly proven in this game. I probably went closer to... Hang on. Damn it! I can't believe I missed! I was trying to do a Winchester challenge.
Oh, yeah. Wow, bold. Bold choice.
Oh my god, definitely not worth it. It seems like mind games only work if the person is expecting it. And when you mind games every single episode, I mean, you're gonna get expected.
Yeah. I mean, I've been mind gaming this whole time. Yeah, you must not have been checking my channel. I have not even been playing Enter the Gungeon.
Oh god, what have you been playing?
I mean, Call of Duty, Black Ops.
Fair enough. I know
you know me.
Fan of the game.
You know me. Have you ever played a Call of Duty game?
I have, but I can quite gladly say that they were back in the realm where people were kind of uncontroversially calling them good. before they became like annualized sequels with largely predatory monetary practices.
Yeah. Which one? What's your favorite Call of Duty?
Well, probably the one that created the modern military shooter genre, Call of Duty 4. Although I did like Call of Duty 5 World at War just because of the zombies mode.
Yeah, I never really played Call of Duty basically ever. I have a copy of it, but it's my sister's. I didn't. I didn't really play it, but I always had the thing where I wanted to, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to play the zombies mode, but I never did. I just never did. I just never got around to it. Too many video games. Too many video games that I just decided It's not that I'm not proud of the fact that I haven't played Call of Duty, because it's like, who cares about that fact? This doesn't matter. It's more just it's an easy one to keep off the list because it's not high on my priority. But
yeah, I guess that. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that.
Did you die?
No. I made a purchase. It was very obviously the wrong one. Oh no. Comments, I am so sorry.
It's okay. I don't know that I can't remember the last time I got a comment on the Gungeon Versus series that talked about the game. So I don't think it matters. I read a thing just to buy Gungeon. See you later, Gungeon. I read a thing the other day, and I want to use it to pose a question. I don't know. I haven't played enough of the game to think much about this statement, but someone said that they don't think that there's, after playing Disco Elysium, they don't think there's ever truly been a game that's had writing that's surpassed quality novels. They said that until this game, they don't think that there's been one that's truly passed the writing of the best novels. Is there any aspect of any games that you think is there's a thing that just truly hasn't found its mark yet, like a mechanic or some kind of, I don't know, art some kind of art style that's been untapped? Or maybe writing? Do you think there's anything that where you feel is due for a revolutionary game on, or could have a revolutionary game on still?
See, I would have said the text adventure before Stories Untold came out.
I have not played.
You haven't played Stories Untold?
No, I don't even know what it is. I imagine it's a text adventure.
It's not entirely. So it's kind of like a horror anthology. If you want to think about it like that. That all of them have kind of like weird. You know what? I can't. I actually cannot continue to explain it without making it significantly less impactful. It's like a horror anthology. One of them includes a text-based game.
Okay. I see.
There are so many cool moments that I'm like, oh, but if I explain that one, that'll bait the hook. And I'm like, no, but it'll also destroy the kind of end result of it. Not just for you, but for anyone else who might actually consider playing it. I would recommend Stories Untold.
It's like trying to explain why you should play Frog Fractions or something. Yeah. Gotcha.
Or trying to explain why you should play like Undertale or The Hex or Pony Island or any of those games that there's a metafictive element to them.
Yeah. I haven't played Pony Island. I know about it. I now know that it is in the metafictive category, not knowing prior.
Yeah.
I had a feeling.
Sorry about that. I do think that's said in the trailer, though. That
no. I'm not mad.
It is also made, by the way, by the same dude who made The Hex.
Okay.
He does a lot of stuff that is metafictive, but also games about games.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to see what he continues to do. Daniel Mullins is the name of the dude. Single developer.
I believe his name is...
Although I think he's contracted himself.
Danmund McMullen, I believe is his name.
It's Danmund McMullen, exactly. He just released the game. The Hex of Bumbo.
The hexing of Bumbus. But yeah, so you think do you think that, so you said prior to that game, you think you would have said the text-based adventure.
Yes, I would have, because it utilizes things. There is actually a way to say this. It utilizes elements that would enhance a text-based adventure that were not necessarily technically viable at the time the text-based adventures were launched.
Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like if there were correct answers to this question, I think there'd be a lot of things that were scrapped because they weren't possible at a certain time to do in a way that were advanced, and nobody just went back to mess with them. Like how people abandoned making 3D platformer collectathon style games until Ukulele and Hat in Time. Like that kind of thing.
Do you think was that a genre that you were particularly au fait with, the 3D collectathon?
I never played I've never really played the big ones. Collectathon, no, not really. I played a lot of Mario 64 around the time, like, which is adjacent 3D platformer collectathon adjacent, but it's just a 3D platformer. Like collectathon, not really. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about collecting a lot of
there
things.
There are certainly like collectathon elements of it, like catch 100 coins so that you can get this. Catch
yeah.
So you can get this, etc.
I think that the big difference being, I think like the core difference that people want out of a collectathon is that when you get one of the stars, you don't leave the level. Like I think they like that. It's just like, I like to be in the place and just keep on going and finding more. And I think that the natural progression, people wanted Banjo 3E, but I think that the natural progression of the 3D collectathon is just Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I think that's the national progression.
Really? I was gonna go Odyssey. Like that
Odyssey. Odyssey. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. No, Odyssey for sure. Breath of the Wild. Okay. Breath of the Wild until Odyssey came out.
Yeah, because it's weird because Hat in Time is also limited by that same kind of thing. You collect the thing and you're out of the level.
Yeah, I still haven't played it.
It does give you the ability to generate like a significantly different level space between events, but I do think that it ultimately takes away from the format, and how Odyssey did it with you're in the world and you can just collect things is the way to do it.
Yeah. Also, just like, I don't know, I'm a sucker for hub worlds. I just am. I don't know.
What about a good hub world is like what makes a hub world good rather than like an integrated world?
Like rather than like a level select?
No, I mean, what makes a hub world better than, say, like an open world?
Oh, I mean, like, not much. But, like, I prefer, I'm saying hub world versus level select. Like, don't even.
Oh, right.
Don't even, like, oh my god. So much work. If it can have a hub world and it's like a 3D game like that, oh man, just give it a hub world. Just a semi-interesting, semi-interactable, semi-fun hub world. Like,
I like that you've got realistic goals.
I mean, the thing is, like, hub worlds don't have to have a lot to them to be like super memorable. Like, I will remember the Mario Galaxy hub world forever, and it's like not that crazy. It's just there's barely anything you have to interact with. It's just fun to kind of practice your skills in a low stress environment, I think, is what it is. It's just it's effectively a glorified loading screen that has mini games on it, but the mini games are the actual game.
I do like those hub worlds that actually utilize like mechanics from inside the actual game in the hub world. So like the fact that you can discover all of those secret things in Mario 64 is an example.
Yeah.
Or Gex, Enter the Gecko also had like a lot of elements of
Gex.
Doing hub world stuff in order to get extra collectibles.
I definitely played Gex. I definitely don't remember much about Gex.
I don't think anyone remembers.
Where did he go?
I think that includes the main writer of Gex. What the hell just happened?
What the Gex?
Okay.
What? What?
So I just used prototype teleporter and it was like, all right, go to the next. Like, it literally just started the loading screen for the next floor.
For the next floor? Oh my god.
For the next floor. I didn't even know it could do that.
As far as I know, it can't. So, Rhapsody, I think you forfeit. Cheater.
I'm a cheater.
Dirty, rotten cheater. Apparently, it can happen. Huh. Yeah, I got prototype teleported too. I just haven't used it more than once because I'm like,
alright.
I'm scared.
I mean, I'd recommend it. It seems to only work out.
Apparently. I did just use it to leave a massive room that I would have had to clear, so that's fun. So I'm assuming you're on the forge.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, it's the race of the
also?
teleporters. No. Oh,
okay.
man, you're fine.
I'm actually using like the first iteration of the triple gun. So, yeah, like I'm slow. You can catch up easily.
Yeah, I'll need ammo to do it, but I do have Crown of Guns to go with my battery bullets.
That's one of them. Like, it's that and Gungeon, kind of the most obvious.
Yeah, the big boys.
Ones that we're gonna pick up.
Dare I say the oh shoot, I forgot the name of the game you just said. Stories Untold. It's dare I say the story untold of battery bullet combos. Right?
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
In a way that I cannot comprehend.
Oh.
So, which is the mechanic for you, actually? I think you posed the question without providing your own.
I don't know if I had one yet. It was more of just like I haven't thought about this. Let's think about this out loud kind of a situation. I was just like I heard that and I was like, because it kind of resonated for me, but I don't know if it's true yet because I haven't played a ton. Like it's true. Like I played some, I played a handful of games that have a lot of writing, and no writing has ever struck me as hard as Disco Elysium has. Like the depth of the emotional, like internal emotional conversation system was just very interesting and clever to me in a way that I was like, has a game never done this? If so, why?
See, I haven't played far enough into it to have depth of critique on that. Sadly yet. I'm just gonna leave that gun there and run the heck away from it. Yeah, sadly I'm not that far into the game to have any experience with that one yet. But what I do have, with respect to that game, is knowledge that it is ridiculously funny. I can't speak as to its emotional depth, but it can be really significantly hard to actually make someone laugh while they're playing a game, especially to make someone laugh reading something.
Yeah, I think that's like that was the big sticking point, and it's like it does it in a way that no games are trying to. Like really, the biggest thing that it makes me think of is like playing Dungeons and Dragons with your friends and laughing at the way that you fail.
Yep. Kind
of a thing. But in a way that like the story still has poignancy. Like it's like it's like if you had a fantastic dungeon master, like an amazing dungeon master who knows how to make those things happen, but also still make you care about the story.
Do you think that, like, as we move further and further with RPGs, they are just going to approximate D&D and like GURPS and those kinds of systems more and more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, they've just said those have had more years to develop, kind of like, and they've just, if in a way, I guess, sort of.
Actually, relatedly, what genre do you think is going to be the most revolutionized in the theoretical VR takeover?
Like, which game genre is going to gain the most and become like a staple because of VR?
Which one will be changed most significantly by VR to the point that it might become ridiculously popular?
I think that there's a chance that, I mean, like, the obvious one is obviously like first-person shooter. Like that's what everyone would think. But I feel like like completely zoomed out kind of like strategy, like maybe like a real-time strategy or something where you get to look at boards and everything from like huge high up angles and everything. I feel like that is gonna take off, and people will try to do a lot with that.
Okay, yeah, no, because I can remember like back before VR was the thing that was being constantly talked about. There was the Microsoft Desk thing.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and a large amount of those were, or a large amount of the things that they were advertising at the time on that were strategy games.
Yeah.
Or tactical management games at least.
Because I think that's a good one, and it's a low barrier to entry because a lot of strategy games don't have high movement, and that's a huge barrier to entry for a lot of people. That's a huge sticking point for a lot of VR people. Like, I get kind of motion sick, and games that have no movement don't make me motion sick, because there's no motion. So, to make me sick.
It also emulates more perfectly that kind of like ideal of the war game of being the general looking over the table, moving with like a giant stick. By the way, I just shot myself in the face.
Oh, great. Good.
Yeah, no, it evokes that very, very strongly. I think that's actually like a really good shout. But before we end the episode, I will say the one that I think, which is I think RPGs. As we get like more believable faces, we are in certain parts over the uncanny valley already. For certain faces, yes, at least. If we get more realistic faces and you can be like in a first-person RPG and actually immersed, I think that's gonna. I think that will remove the level of not plausible deniability. What am I looking at? Suspension of disbelief that prevents things from being as emotionally gripping or as funny. That's the through line to the previous thing. Or as funny as they could have been in the situation where you actually feel present.
Yeah. I think until we get over that final hump, I think that people are misguided. Like, once we get over that hump, hell yeah, everybody's right. First person, I think, is the way to go. But I think right now in this stage of VR, the most popular games that receive the best praise are for VR seem to be games where you're looking over the shoulder of someone who you're not, and you're not supposed to be, like Astrobot or Moss or something. You are a spectator, and that's part of it. And I think that's part of the reason why I think a strategy genre would currently, with what we obviously already could do, has a lot of room to thrive on VR, because that's like, you are not any of the characters on the board. You're not trying to be, and you're not in any strategy or most strategy games that I'm kind of thinking of in their current form either. You're not trying to be the character. You are the general or the spectator.
Yeah. It's funny. There's actually I played one recently, that Tabletop Gods, that was actually like that. It was a VR game where it was very, very simplified strategy game or a war game. But the whole idea was you are just a spectator above the table, and you're just throwing down units, and that kind of framing works very, very well.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that. I saw a little bit of that, and I love that idea. I think it's great.
Like to see it expanded more in the future. For the moment, though, I think this is mine.
Yeah,
it is. My name's Rhapsody. His name's been Reto. This has been Reto and Rhaps enter the Gungeon and race the same maps, and also talk about video games that aren't enter the Gungeon almost exclusively. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the chip down below with all of the content on the game, past, present, future, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.